The first example of the reflective journal task that you've read is a good assignment. There's clear evidence that the student is engaging with the weekly topics and evidence of appropriate reading. They refer to articles and books that they've read in each entry. So in terms of good, the student has addressed the task and shows a good understanding of the topic, and there's some relevant reading. This can be found in all of the entries. Overall, the organisation is generally fine. They start with an idea, refer to reading, and also provide their own comment. Now let's look at the assignment in more detail. As we've said, the student has shown evidence of reading, but two of the entries refer mostly to introductory reading of Scrivener and Harmer. Although the entries are short, more academic sources could be referred to in each entry. The students do get quite a long reading list and are expected to read around a topic. However, they define terms with reference to the literature, for example, motivation here in entry 1 and scaffolding in the second entry. They also relate the point to their own experiences. So we can see two examples here. To improve the work, there are a few things the writer could do. At points, some of the ideas could be developed further. For example, here at 4A, they could clarify what they mean by psychological process. And if you scroll down later at 4B, you'll see they could try and give practical applications to say what could be done to develop their own skills. It would mean that some parts might need to be excluded, but this would show more depth and demonstrate links to practical applications. By expanding some points, this would also allow the writer to fully develop ideas and so improve overall organisation and development. The writer has also referred to the reading and knows that they need to give the surname and year, and at times to give the page number. For example, here we've got the author, year and page number when quoting. They do need to be more consistent though. For example, at 6B, they're giving quite a precise paraphrase and a partial quote, so they should give a page number also in addition to the author and year. Also, at point 7, it isn't clear if this is a personal opinion or from a source. The latter would be more appropriate and the author should be given. The reflective journal is different from any other types of writing in that at points personal reflection and referring to one's own experience are appropriate. So in these entries using, for example, I am, I realise that it involves an entry 1, and scaffolding is a new concept to me in the second entry, is just fine for this particular type of writing. Although a reflexive journal can give personal reflections at points, and in fact much of the style in these entries is quite objective when required, there are at times examples of quite emotive vocabulary. Laziness here, dull, inner zeal, tedious drills. They could be more neutral. The writer could also reduce occasional overgeneralizations. For example, they say innumerable studies in the first entry, but without giving any indication of references, and in the final entry had extremely essential. There are also some small inconsistencies in the reference list also. For example, in the first reference in the second entry, the year is given twice. The second on the list gives the volume here, but in the next entry list of references down here, there's no volume. Also here, the second entry, the title should be in italics. In text-wise, there needs to be more consistency in referencing. For example, the format for in-text citation changes for page numbers. Here we have a colon, but earlier they use PP. By checking with a book or list of references in a common journal in the field, they can check for consistency. The library web pages also give good guidance.